3 weeks ago, Travis Scott dropped his third studio album, Astroworld, and it's a record that I can't stop playing. In my opinion, it's his most compelling release yet. Naturally, I thought it was an appropriate time to put together a video about him. I've been a fan of Travis since I heard his masterful mixtape, Days Before Rodeo. Following my junior year of college, I spent a summer working at Enterprise.
We'll pick you up.
And I'd spend a large chunk of the days driving around. And I'd always keep an aux cord with me so I could play Owl Pharaoh and Days Before Rodeo. I look back at that summer so fondly, and Travis's music is a big reason why. Travis isn't the most lyrical or highly acclaimed rapper in the game, but he's someone that I listen to when I want to be elevated. I plug in and get lost in low-lit beats and droning flows. Travis's music and personality are infectious, and there's good reason why he's turned into one of the biggest artists on the planet. Travis Scott was born as Jacques Webster on April 30th, 1992 in Houston, Texas. He spent most of his early years in Missouri City with his grandma before he moved to the suburbs to be with his father. Travis has been a drummer since the age of 3 and learned how to make music from his fellow drumming father. When he turned 13, his dad bought him studio equipment and Travis started crafting music with it.
When I first came in, I always made music to make it like other people. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
you were mimicking other styles.
I was mimicking other like artists when I was like 13 years old, 14 years old, making beats and making music just to like get the sound, right? And so like, you know, I think every producer, any young producer, like when they do that, they make like their favorite rapper. They make the same beat, make the same rap. They're like, okay, this how they did it.
To understand
it completely, okay, the breakdown. So then when I grew up, I was like, okay, now you got to translate it to your own sound and da-da-da. So that kind of like, you know, grew me up.
One of Travis's biggest influences growing up was Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi's like really like one of the main dudes I kind of like looked at and listened to all the time. He saved my life. I felt like he really dialed in on like the youth and really dialed in on like inspiration. Like how to inspire you. Like his words was like very selected on like what to do. I feel like he always made the soundtrack to like my life or anybody's life who was like going through the same thing. If you're a big Cudi fan, like you know exactly what I'm saying. Like
Travis's parents influenced him to go to University of Texas. They pressured him to pursue a more traditional career. But during his sophomore year in college, Travis dropped out and moved to New York to pursue music full time. In New York, Travis spent a lot of time recording at Just Blaze's studio, but nothing was really popping off, so after 3 or 4 months, he left New York to try LA. During this time, Travis was lying to his parents, telling them that he was still in school, and he'd use money they sent him for college to buy plane tickets and food. They came to visit him one weekend, and he wasn't there, so they cut him off. So there he was in LA with no money, staying on a friend's couch at USC, grinding, working on music, and starting to release it to the world. Travis's big break happened when he released a song and video called Lights Love Sick that got both T.I. and Kanye's attention.
My mama always asks me about my attitude. Damn mama, I don't know it all. I met this chick who wanna meet me up the avenue. We have a bar. She knows stars, I know that.
Kanye heard the track and gave Travis a call and told him he thought his music was dope. Next thing you know, Travis was in New York in the studio working on Cruel Summer with Kanye.
What are you doing for Cruel Summer specifically on the songs?
Man, I was just like doing production. Like he'll give me a track and I'll just like work on it.
A track that's already done, that's already set up.
Like an idea. You know, it's definitely nowhere near done.
So it'll be like a sample will be there.
Whatever it is, it'll be like whatever it is.
Just some loose shit.
Like, yo, I got this idea. What you got?
And then you go through and say, I'll
just post up and just go ham.
On the machine, you're like you actually hands on?
Computer, yeah, hands on.
What do you use?
I use Logic.
Okay.
Wow, this is the first time I ever said that ever
really?
in my life. Yes.
Wow.
I've never told anyone.
That was an easy score. Thank you.
When I was back in LA, so this is when I met LA Reid, you know, and so now I'm gone, and like I'm like just like sitting around. I'm like, damn, I met Ye for like 2 weeks, and then I met him. I finally met him. Then I played him my album. He was like, damn, bro. Like he's like, you're like super like ill. He's like, damn. Like he was just like talking to me for like 2 hours, showing me like all these ideas. Then like 2 weeks later, like I got a call. He's like, yo, Kanye wants you to rap on a song, which is like the Sin City song I did on the album. And I was like, damn, this fool want me to rap? Like, I was like, damn, I must be cold. You're
like, damn, I am nice. I knew it.
Scott was named as part of XXL Magazine's freshman class of 2013. He began mastering and reworking his solo project with studio help from Kanye West, T.I., and Justin Vernon. On May 21st, 2013, he released his debut mixtape, Owl Pharaoh.
I'm riding up Uptown. I'm a motherfucking monster.
The name Owl Pharaoh comes from all his friends calling him an owl. Travis has an affinity for the nighttime.
I said daytime or nighttime, and why?
Nighttime, everything's for real. Daytime, everything's fake.
What do you mean?
No one's ever real in the daytime.
Are you being real now?
Yeah, that's just me. But I don't live in the daytime. I only came out for y'all.
The Pharaoh comes from Travis feeling like he's the king of this whole generation. Throughout the record, there are these futuristic synths, heavy bass lines, all layered over this mysterious, trippy ambiance. This impressive debut left everyone wanting to hear more from Travis. Luckily, we didn't have to wait long because the following summer, Travis released his second mixtape, which is still one of my favorite mixtapes to date, Days Before Rodeo.
Midnight awakened, hyperventilating, drunk laps, running around the globe. Wild goose chasing after 3 #1 albums. Would've thought I feel amazing, still impatient, still sipping on liquor, still rolling up swishers. Nas Beamers, double pocket, fuck pen and meter.
With his use of piano, synths, and punching drums, it's remarkable how crisp Travis's production is. The record got rave reviews from consumers, with a user rating score of 96% on Hot New Hip Hop. Following the success of the mixtape, Travis went on tour. The rodeo tour helped begin to cement Travis's reputation as having one of the wildest shows in hip hop.
Mamacita, Sita, Sita. Yeah. Yeah. Mamacita, Sita, Sita. Yeah.
I see you. But are you gonna do it? I ain't gonna lie. Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on. They gonna catch you. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. 4, 4, yeah. 18.
Last May, Scott was arrested after a show in Rogers, Arkansas, on charges of inciting a riot. He faced similar charges in 2015 following a concert in Chicago. Travis has always emphasized drums as being the most important in his music production.
What is the most long
Drums.
to take? The drums?
The drums. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. You hear me? Nothing, bro. Nothing. I don't care.
It's all about the drums.
The drums, bro. Don't fuck up the drums. You can do everything but fuck up. Just don't fuck up the drums.
On September 4, 2015, Travis released his first studio album, Rodeo, which includes my favorite song of his, 90210.
Me and this guy, Alan Ritter, made that. He started the dum, dum, dum. I'm like, no, this is it, man. He was like, boom, boom, boom. I just like went to the mic and I was like, she a porn star girl, I'm from the valley. I was like, I need to make the song from when I travel. Like, what is the vibe from when I traveled from Texas to like LA?
My granny called, she said, Travis, you work too hard, don't worry, you forget about me. I'm falling in and out of cuz, don't worry, I'ma get it, granny. What happened now? My daddy happy, mama called me up.
Rodeo received generally positive reviews from critics, and it debuted at #1 on the US Rap Albums chart. Almost exactly 1 year after Rodeo's release, Travis Scott released his second studio album, Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight.
I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah.
Travis has always been a mood setter, and with this album he is in full command of the vibe, tone, and mood, with synthetic sounds and big-time features from the likes of Andre 3000, Kid Cudi, and Kendrick Lamar.
Were you surprised? Like, did you know that you would get that done, or were you surprised when it got done?
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, man. A lot of these features that's on the album, I was surprised every time somebody was like, yo, I'ma at least try. I met him at the VMAs before. Like, he walked up to me, he's like, yo, man, yo, you know, my name's Kendrick, you know, yo, your music's very inspirational. I love it. It's like super dope. I love your last album. I was like, what? Bro, you know, you be barring ends out. Like, you know, you be RIPing ends on the track, man. Like, you just walked up to me and was just like, yo, I'm Travis. I think when I be rapping, I be like really listening to your music, like, man, this dude's just said a lot of bars, man. Like, these raps I got right here be looking like this, man, like spaced out. I'm like, man.
During my senior year of college, Birds in the Trap would constantly be on shuffle in my apartment, and because of that, this album will forever be nostalgic for me. In between this project and his next studio album, Travis released several singles, and he dropped a collaborative album with Quavo.
Motorcycle patches on my jacket, rip all the money out the plastic, put it on her tongue and now she dancing, gave her everything, now what you asking?
Like so much of Travis's work, the production carried this project, with the beats being as elegant as they are varied. Although I really did enjoy Huncho Jack, I was eager for another solo body of work. On August 3rd, we were given another incredible record with Travis's third studio album, Astroworld.
That's not who you are. Stop trying to be God. That's just not your job. Stop trying to be God.
Ride for it every night. Visions in these angles tight. Truth be told, I never tried.
The name for this album comes from the Six Flags amusement park in Houston, Texas, that was closed when Travis was growing up. A real driver for this album was that Travis felt he got snubbed for the Grammys in 2016 with Birds. For this project to be perfect, Travis wanted the transitions from track to track to be executed in a flawless manner. Scott harnessed an army of vocalists, producers, and writers for this project, working with more than 50 in total, including Frank Ocean, John Mayer, Drake, Migos, Stevie Wonder, and Kevin Parker, who produced and co-wrote one of my favorite songs off the record, Skeletons. Less than a week after its release, Astroworld was already certified gold, and it sits at #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart for the second week in a row, beating out Nicki Minaj's Queen for the top spot. Travis Scott is an artist that has seemingly arrived. He has a #1 album, he was recently named as the executive producer on NBA 2K19, and he's dating one of the most prominent figures in pop culture. When I used to mention Travis Scott to my friends, many of them had never even heard of him, but now he's a household name. I'm curious how this success and fame will affect Scott and his output as a musician. Travis is someone that makes music off lifestyle and emotion, and you can hear it in his work. Ultimately, no matter what direction Travis chooses to go, we can expect a lot more music because this is a man that loves the craft and loves the way his music affects his fans.
Just seeing like a congregation of just like a group of like people, like individuals, whether young, old, middle age, just seeing them be able for like, what, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, however much time I got, you know, lose their fucking mind, man, to some music. That's like the best feeling ever. It's like better than any drug, like any piece of pussy, anything you got. It's like you saving somebody's life for like 40 minutes. And then that can like translate into like 10 years of saving somebody's life. That's what I do it for. It's not really like the money and shit. It's not for like the fame. It's for, you know, somebody to like really, you know, walk away and be like, man, I could do some shit today.